Welcome to Daily Bread. As always, this reading is timeless, which means whenever you find this message, or whenever this message finds you, is when you're meant to see it. So please, take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. The energy's already been cleared. Let's get started. Let's start by asking Source, what is the energy we need to focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we need to focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we need to focus on for this message? Source, what is the energy we need to focus on for this message? Choices. So right now I'm seeing someone right now who doesn't feel like they have a lot of choices, but Source is telling you that's an illusion. So I'm seeing someone right now who feels like they're really trapped between a rock and a hard place. Like I see someone who feels like they have hard choices, but no good choices. And Source is telling you that's not the case. Source is saying, open your crown chakra, open your third eye chakra, really open your mind and find your peace. Because what happens is sometimes it's too easy to fall into this duality or binary kind of thinking where people feel like, okay, I've come up with two choices and now these are my options. And Source is saying to somebody, you have a lot more choice than two. Quit limiting yourself to two choices. Quit making everything good, bad, right, wrong. Let things be what they are and let them be in that context and evaluate them based on the ethics of that particular context. But Choice is telling you right now, anytime you feel stuck, that's a time when you need to nurture yourself a little bit, take a step back and create more choices for yourself. So Source is telling you, even when you feel like you have hard choices, that when you have the ability to still your mind, you can create choices that were not there before. So I see someone who's about to get really empowered creating choices for themselves. So let's go deeper into this with the tarot. Please take this as it resonates with you. If it does resonate, press that like button, comment, follow, share with somebody you know. Source, tell us more about choices and making choices in our lives and creating choices in our lives. Source, tell us more. I'll take them both. That one too. I've stopped saying that I'm only going to take 3 cards because I'll take as many cards as needed. So right off the bat, these two came out together. I see the Ace of Wands and the King of Swords. And we also have these two that came out together. We have the Nine of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. And it looks like we also have the Six of Pentacles. Yep. So what I'm seeing right now is Source is telling someone to sit on the throne of their mind with this King of Swords and this Ace of Wands coming together. Somebody's conscious mind and subconscious mind is totally on fire right now. So you may feel like you're overthinking a lot of things, but Source is trying to tell you there are details in those things that you keep overthinking about. And some of those details that you're stressing about are extraneous. So Source is telling you to cut out the details that you don't have control over. And when you go into this still mind space of really tuning in with your third eye chakra and your crown chakra, which is what this Ace of Wands symbolizes, which echoes this Choices card, is what I'm seeing is when you are thinking through your situations, you calm your mind as you're evaluating the storm. Don't be moved by it. Like the King of Swords, you sit perched up, objective to your own thoughts. And the King of Swords is someone who has complete control over their mental functions. Do you choose what you're offended by? Do you choose not to let somebody just randomly upset your day because they're going through something? No, you don't. So Source is telling someone that you can choose what you put your mental and emotional energy into. And I see someone who's going to take the time to cut off the choices that no longer serve them. And your intuition is definitely guiding you. So someone is getting a lot of message from Source right now. letting you know that you need to move in certain directions. And each of these directions represents a different test for you. So while you're going through these choices, and I want to go back to this because somebody has been through some stuff and somebody is on the other side of a very stressful situation that was very trying to you. And what I'm seeing is it could have been the loss of a job. It could have been something to do with your children or your adult children. It could have been something to do with your romantic partner, and it could have something to do with maybe even like your friend group. But what I'm seeing is somebody stepped out of the other side of something, feeling a little bit more alone, but like you're on the other side of it and you're resilient. And I see somebody saying, you better not let someone shenan once, because if you do, they're going to shenan again. So what I see is somebody saying, I've seen enough. What do I need to do to focus on me? And that's what I see with this Eight of Pentacles. I see somebody who's making the choice to nurture the things in their life that are going to nurture them back. And I see someone who's finally starting to get the hang of these cycles. So I see someone who's making every 4 weeks, setting their goals and then keeping track of them. I see someone who's making every 4 weeks a plan to spend their time in certain creative endeavors. I see someone who's planning to spend time nurturing skills related to things that they do for fun. So for example, if you like to do any kind of art, I see someone who's really starting to embrace their craft, whether that's candle making, resin dipping, whether that is writing, whether that's doing something with carving crystals, whether that's making things and carving them out of wood, whether you're getting on Fiverr and selling your skills for photography. And I see someone who's getting ready to generate multiple streams of income for themselves. And I see that it's going to be based on talents that you've developed while going through this arduous situation. So source is telling you with these choices, take a step back, look at your situation and make your choices based on where you are now, what you are capable of, and what you want and are willing to do that's within your boundaries. And that's where this King of Swords and this Ace of Wands come out, because it's really about being mentally thorough on what your goals are and where your next direction is. And what I see is somebody who, once they take the time to really clarify how they want to use their talents and move on from this situation, like I really see someone who's going to start seeing more reciprocity around the board. So I see someone who you're going to start changing the way that you communicate. You're going to start making different choices with how you communicate and who you communicate to and what you communicate to who. And I see that somebody is going to start being more mindful of what they give to themselves. Because here's the thing, when you put into yourself, if you don't get back from yourself, then where did you stop nurturing the seeds you have sown? So I see someone who's going to start getting back what they put in, because they're going to start making better choices about where to direct their efforts. So let's take one more card from the Oracle. Again, take this as it resonates for you. If it's resonating, press that like button, leave a comment, follow, share with someone you care about. And let's take one Oracle card to see what actions or advice we have for this situation. But I definitely see someone who is going to come out on the other side of this more mature, more spiritually balanced, and more capable than they've ever been in their life. So yes. So for the Oracle card, I'm seeing why. And source is saying the way that you create options for yourself is by asking the why questions. Someone needs to start becoming a philosopher, because philosophy asks the questions like why are things how they are. So with every single branch of philosophy, there are different why questions. But when you find yourself in a place where you feel like you're between a rock and a hard place and your choices are feeling like they're way more important, like somebody has a feeling when even like a small choice, like, oh, do I go get coffee today? Somebody is able to feel when that choice is going to be a more important choice than usual. And you need to start asking yourself, why? And when you start asking yourself, why do I think this? Why do I feel this? Why am I giving my energy to this? Why am I not giving my energy to this? Why am I making this excuse? Why am I allowing this excuse to stop me? Why am I allowing this mindset to stop me? Why do I have this mindset? And like just really start asking those questions. So I see someone who's about to start journaling and writing down their questions that they have for themselves. And what I want you to do is when you write down these questions that you have for yourself, ask yourself, say, hey, source, high self, Can you help me figure this out? Help me come give me an answer in a dream. Give me an answer in a form of X. Give me and X could be like in the form of like a response to sending out my job. Give me an answer in like, so be specific in how you want to be communicated with, and then pay attention to how that communication comes, and then write it down. And continue to ask yourself why, continue to nurture yourself, and continue to make choices when you have the option. And you make choices by asking yourself, why is it this way? Why does it have to be this way? Why can't it be any other way? And why can't I just do it? So that's this reading that I have for you today. I hope this resonated. Take what did, leave the rest for someone else. Press that like button, follow, press that share button, and send to a couple people you care about. And I will see you next time.